What is up, gamers? Tictalic back again, and this time we have the first dev update of the year, and it is in fact pretty good, not gonna lie. Devs get so much hate all the time, but in my opinion this patch that comes is probably one of the best they ever released yet, because they simply address some aspects of the game that the community is talking about all the time, even following some of the suggestions that we have made. For example, Darva has made an incredible video talking about the stuff that they changed, some of them at least, even making suggestions that they follow. Click the card on the top right to see the video that I'm talking about. But yeah, let's start, because this is gonna take some time. Now, beginning with the new stuff, we get the rework on the maps Crotus Pren Asylum and Gideon Midplan, the game. These maps are the least favorite ones of the community. They do still have some weird loops that you can make. On the game you can easily get lost, running into places with either too many pallets or rooms with one to none. Asylum is, in my opinion, too big of a map with nothing going on, besides some small walls outside, some tiles, and just a huge building in the middle that even there is a window there that fucks up things a lot. And it also, those maps are too dark, which makes them a bit tiring in my opinion to play. And according to the images that we get, obviously those are some concept arts. They don't have palettes, for example, inside, but they do look brighter, first of all, and they seem more thought out in my opinion, which is interesting. We're gonna have to see how these maps are gonna be, so we can have a proper opinion as well. But yeah, if you enjoy my content, hit the like button, it really helps me a lot. If you wanna see more of my videos, hit the subscribe button along with the bell. And you can join my Discord, ask me questions, and yeah, let's continue. Moving forward now, survivors get new locomotion animations from what they say, meaning that they basically update their model animations to be a little bit more 2021, considering that the game is already 5 years old and going. Those updates tend to make the characters more realistic from their opinion at least, changing the idle position, the run, the walk, the crouch, the left and right wiggle that you do, how you crawl and recover, and pretty much everything the survivors do in the animation aspect at least. Keep in mind that vaulting and pallet dropping appears to be unchanged so far, so we're gonna have to wait and see if they change anything on those as well. But from what they say, they don't want to affect the gameplay aspect of those things at least. Like if they change the animations, they don't want to make it worse for the killers or something, because killers actually rely on animations of survivors to read their intents and help them in their mind games. So if those animations are clearer, maybe this is a small buff for the killer side, so fingers crossed. Continuing with something not super new, we have the matchmaking system getting a revamp, sort of going back to the MMR system they tried last year, pretty much eliminating the ranks as they are today. What they will do is assign to survivors and each unique killer an MMR rating, and only this number will be factored during the queue times. An important thing here is that you may be a top tier nurse, for example, let's say 3k MMR, a random number, but you have never played Hillbilly. Now, when you go play Hillbilly, his MMR will be the default value assigned, let's say 800. So you will face survivors of a similar MMR according to each killer. So if you are an incredible nurse but a trash Hillbilly, you will face the survivors accordingly. This is amazing. This is gonna be super healthy for the matchmaking, because you will not be afraid to try other killers, you won't be afraid of getting stomped. The games will be better for both survivors and killers. This is an amazing change in my opinion, because pretty much what this is gonna do is eliminate the disparity between a lot of games, especially on rank 1 as of it is right now at least. Simply amazing, simply amazing. Along with these changes now, the old ranks, the previous ranks from 20 to 1, what they're gonna do with this is actually make it sort of cosmetic-ish, that you get ranks, and according to what rank you get each season, both survivor and killer side, you can get blood points up to a maximum of 250,000 on each side, meaning that if you reach rank 1 on both killer and survivor, you're gonna get 500,000 blood points each month at least. Remember, the rank will have no impact on the matchmaking, only the MMR will take part into it. Now, one thing that gets a change is the new HUD system. Yay, after 5 years we get a change. They give it a super fresh look. Even though I personally believe that things are a bit spread out on the screen, coming from a WoW raiding environment, I would prefer info being nice, stuck on one side of the screen, let's say bottom center, but at least they made them easier to read, to be honest. So yeah, in addition they implemented a small indicator for the survivor side, showing how many times your teammates have been hooked, and for the killer side how many hooks you have done in the game, which is a small, nice quality of life change that you get. Also, they added UI and HUD settings that you can adjust the scale of those things, so they're not tied to your resolution anymore. Now you may have some sight problems, so this helps you a lot. Now, moving to the juicy part of the changes they announced. Clown, clown, clown. All of you clown mains out there, your time has come. Starting with that tedious reload time, they bring it down from 5 seconds to 3. Which is alright, not terrible, not good, but 3 seconds is alright. I think it's fair. But the big change is that you're now gonna have 2 kinds of bottles to throw. You keep your regular pink one, slowing down survivors, but you will also be able to throw yellow bottles that increase speed by 10% of whoever walks across it, meaning both killer and survivor get the movement speed. This smoke will have some ramp up time, like 1 or 2 seconds I believe, going from grey to yellow, meaning that for example you maybe throw the smoke a little bit in front of you, hitting the survivor. He's not gonna get any benefits, but if you keep chasing him through the smoke you will get the speed buff, so this may help some chases. Also keep in mind that both smokes negate each other, so if you throw them at the same spot they're gonna cancel out. And yeah, I'm interested to see how survivors are gonna react to the new thing. Now moving to Wraith. Actually Wraith needed some help as well, and if the survivors were somewhat good they could spot him from far away coming, and that was bad. It had issues sort of negating his stealth approach, and they actually addressed it properly by making him have different visibility according to the distance he's like beyond 24 meters he's gonna be completely invisible, between 24 and 16 meters he's gonna be somewhat visible, and within the 16-meter terror radius, it's gonna be the same as it was before. So this is super cool. This is gonna allow Wraith have some better approach chances on the generators and stuff like that. Super cool, super cool. Moving on to Trapper now. They finally address the traps. As of right now, you have a 25% chance to escape from the traps, meaning that in 4 attempts you have a 68% chance to escape. They thought that this was entirely random, so what they're gonna do now is actually make it from 1 to 6 attempts. You're never gonna have more than 6 attempts. The first 3 are gonna be somewhat hard to get, the 4th will be an average chance to get, and 5 and 6 are gonna be easier to escape, something like that. And they're gonna also obviously adjust some add-ons to take more chances to escape. Now this is an okay change. I think it's fair for both sides. You're not rolling dice and hope for the best. Trapper is not gonna have problems running around, maybe thinking I will make it to the trap or not. The survivors get some good chances to escape, which is also nice. I totally believe this is fair and I'm super happy for it. Another interesting change, they went to adjust the deep wounds again. They thought 30 seconds was okay, now they believe 20 seconds is better for some reason. Legion is gonna get some add-on changes, they're gonna adjust them accordingly. To be fair, deep wound never had been an issue for the survivors-ish. It's just a small time-consuming thing that they have. I mean, okay. Moving on to perk changes now. First we start with diversion, the pebble thingy, yeah. they're gonna make it easier to get, like, and you're gonna have more to throw, something like that. This is okay, like for the people that use Pebble, good for you. It's not powerful, but okay. It's gonna be funnier to use, at least more enjoyable. So yeah, fixated will remain, like you're gonna have the fixated perk active even when you're injured. Okay, I mean, sure. An important change is Hex Undying though. As I said in my previous video, Hex Undying is getting nerfed, so yeah, we all knew it. It was too strong. Now, what they want to do is actually... they thought it was too strong, like having the Hex transfer like 4 times in game. Insane. So... what they thought is a fair change is anytime that a Hex totem is cleansed, it will replace the Hex Undying totem, and then Undying is deactivated. This means that whenever a Hex perk is cleansed, it will never be your Hex perk. And an interesting choice is actually the tokens that you had on your Hex perk. Now they get transferred to your new totem, so this adds some build possibilities that we're gonna go through. And the aura reading only applies to dull totems right now. Totally fair. The perk was annoying for the survivors, it was strong for the killers, like the Hex Undying and Ruin combo. I mean, it was too much. We couldn't take it anymore, to be honest. Yeah. Iron Maiden gets a small buff from 50 seconds to 30. This is a logical change because the 50-second window to reach a locker was so small that even if you were doing something on the map, they simply went unpunished. So this is a nice change. Open-handed. They think that increasing the aura reading range to 16 meters is nice, but limiting the effects of one of open-handed at a time to prevent it from getting out of hand. Jesus Christ, I actually read that. Yeah, I mean, okay. And another simple one, they're reducing the time it takes from for second wind to heal you after being unhooked. This is reasonable. There were cases where you get unhooked but you never got the second wind, so yeah. This is simply amazing. A fair change.